Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness today is perhaps the most spectacular game I have yet achieved with the new premium Tier 8 French battleship Republique. But before we get into why this game is so spectacular, let's talk about our esteemed division mates. You'll notice I have two of them, a rare enough thing for me, but one of them, his name is Xarkun. He is another YouTuber. He often streams this game, and I enjoy watching his streams. In fact, I was in his stream chat the other day when he had open divisions, and that's how this game came to be. Our other division mate is R. Lewis, another community contributor for World of Warships Legends. I think he mostly streams on Twitch. I will leave links to both of their channels in the description of this video if you want to check them out. And if you do, I'm sure they would appreciate you dropping a like on their content. They're both quite entertaining, and R. Lewis with his European accent, well, it is a nice voice to listen to. In any case, let's get on to the meat and potatoes of this battle. You'll notice something interesting developing if you look at the minimap. All of the blue ships, except for me, have their bows pointed toward the west of the map, and they're all heading sorta toward the Alpha Cap. We are not doing that, and why are we not doing that? Well, I'll tell you. Initially, when I was looking at the map, the friendly destroyer to the south of Charlie looked like he was going to go try to get into Charlie in an attempt to take it, but the two battleships behind him both turned their bows to the west and decided to sail away, and after that, the friendly destroyer, which is a Lightning, turned around and started retreating from the Charlie Cap. And you can see a Vladivostok and a Bismarck are pushing into Charlie. This is not good. This is the beginnings of what we would call a lemming train, where the entire team goes to one side of the map. If I were not to come back to this position, these two battleships and the Lightning would be running away. The Vladivostok, the Bismarck, and the destroyer that it turns out is over on this flank would simply charge right through Charlie. I'm sure they would take it, and then they would wrap around and get crossfires on the entirety of my team. I can't let that happen, so I'm coming back here to delay these guys. You really can't put all of your ships on one side of the map, and if you see a destroyer on your team spawn and initially start heading toward a cap, do everything you can to support that destroyer. That's exactly what you want to see your destroyers doing, after all. Unfortunately, we don't get back to this side of the map in time to provide any kind of assistance to that Lightning. The Kleber takes out the Lightning, and that Kleber is going to become important as time goes on. But for now, we've got Vladivostok and Bismarck in front of us. They are the ones in the cap, not the Kleber, so they are the ones we're going to shoot at. We want to reset them. We don't want to allow them to take this cap. Ideally, the two of them will chase us, leave the cap, and not take it at all. We're switching to the high explosive because, of course, the Vladivostok is a ridiculously well-armored battleship, being Russian, and, well, our AP is really not going to do a lot to him while he's bow on. It could break his guns, but if it doesn't break those, his superstructure is quite minimal. So the HE, well, it has no such problem doing damage to the Vladivostok. It can simply go right through his 32mm bow, and it has, I think, a 48% fire chance or something absolutely outrageous, so it's only a matter of time before we start enticing this Vladivostok to cycle through his damage controls. But we do need to be mindful of one thing, and that is the fact the Kleber was spotted to the left of our ship. Kleber only has 6-kilometer torpedo range after its rather unfortunate nerf, so he's not going to present a torpedo threat to us for a while yet. But if it was any other destroyer with longer torpedo range, I would have made the turn that I am now making long ago. I figure by this point I've sailed in a straight line long enough. Kleber is fast. He's probably going to be getting close to me and looking to launch his torpedoes by now. Meanwhile, the Vladivostok is burning nicely. R. Lewis and Xarkun have taken the Alpha Cap, and they are now going into Bravo, but it is important that I am back here to sort of tie up these battleships. You can see this Vladivostok has perhaps realized his error, I suppose, in chasing us. We have been kiting away. He did take some shots at my teammates there in the center, which, after all, is where the action is happening. I am just a glorified distraction at this point, but I am able to take down the Vladivostok as my first kill of the game, and that leaves the almost full health Bismarck left to contend with, and that, as of yet, unseen Kleber. But the good news is, what I wanted to happen did in fact come to pass. The enemy team was not able to take the Charlie cap. The blue team, meanwhile, maintains hold on Alpha, and Xarkun is about to enter Bravo. But he does have a problem. There is a Cleveland to the north of Bravo, another cruiser, and a battleship. So he's going to end up getting chased out of Bravo, and at this point I am turning north to start heading more in his direction while trying to light a fire on this pretty well-angled Bismarck. You can see these two battleships near me are also shooting at this Bismarck. One of those battleships is a Caracciolo who probably shouldn't be in this game for reasons that are about to become clear. The Bismarck is about to absolutely almost one-shot him. You can see him right there in front of us, almost full health, or at least very healthy indeed. Well, maybe the Bismarck's not going to do it now. It's going to happen. This guy's about to go down. In any case, we are moving closer to Bravo. This Bismarck isn't going to last very long. You really can't last under this kind of focus fire. I don't care what ship you are. And Xarkun is, in fact, being chased out of Bravo. The Cleveland is uncomfortably close to him, and there is the Kleber torpedoes. I thought the Bismarck was going to do that damage to the Caracciolo, but I misremembered. It was the Kleber, and that is absolutely terrifying. We get one nice chunk on the Bismarck with our AP, break his turrets, and our fire ends up taking him out as well. Jank over here has been driven out of the cap. I think that's actually in Alaska, is in hot pursuit of him, and there's a Cleveland that is about to come around the corner. I'm advising Yank right now, or Xarkun. I am so sorry, I don't know. People say Jank, right? We're gonna say Jank. In any case, I'm advising him that he's probably going to run into the Kleber, and he's advising me that there is a Cleveland over there that he would like to see dead. So I am going to attempt to oblige him. The first shot doesn't quite do the trick, but this is the Republique after all. It's got an incredibly fast reload, incredibly fantastic guns, and, well, if you get a rather underwhelming shot the first try, you don't have to wait too long till the guns are reloaded, and they are. The lead is much better this time, accounting for him coming in at a slight angle, and we manage to tag the Citadel. We take the Cleveland down. There is our third kill. But this game is far from over. It is even on ships. It's 4 versus 4. Each team holds one cap. We are slightly ahead on points, but this is World of Warships Legends, and that could change very quickly. Massachusetts over there takes a shot at us, but we notice the Minotaur, a very, very juicy target for our guns indeed. Kind of hoping he'll come around this corner, but I don't think this Minotaur is a fool. He has eyes. He can see there's a Republique over here, and he does not want to come around that corner. We beach ourselves on this island like a complete professional potato. Jank asks for our assistance in dealing with the Kleber. Kleber is now spotted and under fire from Jank's guns. Our turrets don't quite have the snappy turret traverse that I would like them to have, but hopefully we are going to be able to get at least one shot on this Kleber. He goes dark, so we take half a blind fire there, and we do manage to land one shell, which is not a lot, but also not insignificant given the Kleber does not have a heal. Any hit point you remove from a destroyer without a heal is a hit point it is not going to get back until it loads into the next game. Meanwhile, well, we've decided that we need to move up. We are not going to be of much use to Jank if we turn around and try to pursue the Kleber in our Republique, but we would be very, very useful indeed against this Minotaur and hopefully this Missouri. This is when Missouri chooses to come around the corner. He's angling in, so our AP is likely going to be not super effective, but we do need to cool our jets here and wait patiently because there is a Massachusetts over there. I fear that if we push forward anymore, the Massachusetts will have our broadside, and that is what we want to avoid. Also slightly concerned that the Minotaur might have launched torpedoes as he came through that gap there, but that threat never does materialize. We clear the HE from our barrels, launch it right into the Missouri side. We get 3 juicy pens, and we've lit 2 fires. I think 1 fire with our main guns and 1 with our secondaries, which, after all, are kind of useful on this ship. It's sort of refreshing, but we've got the AP chambered. We were anticipating that this Minotaur would come around the corner, and we were right. He's exposed his citadel ever so kindly for us, and we're able to tap it 3 times. Devastating strike. Minotaur goes down as our 4th kill of the game. Now it's just Massachusetts and Missouri. Massachusetts cannot shoot us because the island blocks his shot. Jank over there is engaged in a life or death fight with that Kleber, tying him up as I move in toward the Missouri. And honestly, I wasn't sure what to do here. I didn't know if I should go for the ram, didn't know if I should try to hurt the Missouri, take him down with my guns. But again, this is the Republique, and these guns are fantastic. The guns are all I need. I was very concerned that the Massachusetts would be able to shoot me, but doesn't look like he's going to be moving from behind that island anytime soon. So it's just me versus Missouri. Able to take out one of his guns there. I think that might have actually saved me from being sunk, and it doesn't look like he can actually put out my fires. So ultimately, those are what is going to end his life and give me the Kraken Unleashed, something I was not expecting at the time I was playing this game. And we decide here to come to a little bit of a halt. We're sort of thinking, well, now that we've got a Kraken, there is a Massachusetts left to be sunk. Perhaps we could make it a 6-pack, but no, that Massachusetts is going to stay behind the island. I think our last remaining friendly destroyer is going to end up torpedoing him to death. Unfortunately, Jank was taken out by the Kleber, and R. Lewis went down sometime earlier. So, what do I do now? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know where the Kleber is. He was last spotted very far south. I could get into Bravo. If I do get into Bravo, the Kleber is going to know exactly where I am, and he's probably going to try to come and YOLO me. Of course, if I get spotted here, I decide I am going to push into Bravo, because that'll mean the Kleber is behind me, but that never actually happens. And I think it's at this point I decide to switch my guns to the high explosive, and I say, screw it. We're just going to go right into Bravo regardless of where the Kleber is. You can see the torpedoes out from the friendly destroyer against the Massachusetts. Those are going to, maybe they're not going to hit home. Here's the Kleber just in time for the HE to be loaded. Excellent. And, well, this is the Republique. The HE is fabulous. The Kleber goes down, and we achieve a glorious 6-pack victory. Thanks in large part to Xarkun and R. Lewis, our esteemed division mates. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and if you're so inclined, follow the links in the description and take a look at both Xarkun and R. Lewis 88. You might enjoy what you found, and if you do, be sure to tell them in their comment section that I sent you. Anyway, I will see you next time. Goodbye.